And feel free to look wherever you guys want. You can look at me, at each other, your cameras.
Her hoo-ha.
Her hoo-ha.
That's the best view. The hoo-ha.
Welcome to the hoo-ha show.
You can always look at her rock.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
God, that's so
The hoo-ha got the rock.
Yeah. We know that. Oh my God.
I know what I've been doing wrong. I have no rock.
I think I've got what I needed. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. It was lovely having you. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for clicking on the Justin Root Show. 30 years ago, this summer, August to be exact, my absolute favorite horror movie of all time was released. I'm not talking about The Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Omen. We're talking about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, and I am lucky enough to have 4 of the lovely cast members of that. Please say hello to I'll let you guys say your names.
Toy Newkirk, hoo-ha.
Brooke Theiss, hoo-ha.
Tuesday night, hoo-ha.
And Lisa Wilcox, hoo-ha.
And I'm Justin Root, the biggest hoo-ha. Literally and figuratively. You guys, 30 years, and we're still here. And this isn't just, oh, Justin wanted to see where you guys were, so I got you all in here. You've been working with this movie since it came out. I mean, you guys are always at fan things. There's always screenings of it somewhere. You just had one at the Chinese Theater, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the lasting power of this franchise, this film? Why do you guys think it's so beloved?
I feel like it's a really smart horror film. I mean, the lines that Freddy Krueger says, it's clever, the deaths are clever. It's engaging in that way. It's not just like, it's like, let's kill her and she's going to become a cockroach. I mean, what minds think of this? But it's so engaging, and clever. So that's what I think is so intrinsic about it.
And I think also, I mean, to add to that, I think the humor in Freddy, I think the things that he does and just the way he moves, the way he slithers around, you know what I mean, just says those lines. Yeah. He's
sexy too.
Yeah. He's sexy.
He's a sexy killer.
Yeah.
Sexy killer.
What's interesting though is that
Psycho Killer.
Yeah, really before your time or before our time, you actually, Lisa, pulled in like this whole woman hear me roar.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice that until just the screening at the
to
time.
see it again on the big screen.
I was like, wow, you guys were so far ahead of really taking a woman's role and being a leading lady and winning in the end. That didn't happen.
No,
that's very true. And now that's the trend, and you guys, and I think subliminally maybe like the audience is kind of like, wait, what am I rooting for? But
It was the first movie in that series where it took Freddy from kind of scary to, like you were saying, a little sexy and fun, and all these lines. He didn't have, he had 0 lines in part 1.
Right.
0 lines.
Right. I watched it recently. Yeah. He was just a looming, creepy figure all the time. But with 4 exactly, I mean, what horror film has a scene on the beach?
Yes, exactly.
And he's putting on Ray-Bans, right? I mean, So again, it's engaging and clever and all that.
And to anyone who hasn't seen it or who hasn't watched it, it stands alone. And like you were saying, it's a hero chick movie.
Yeah.
It's just such a badass movie. And I remember just seeing it in the theater, it's so kick-ass. It's such an empowering movie for a woman.
Yeah, and it's interesting as time has gone by. As you mentioned, we do conventions and, all over the country, all over the world, actually. And what I've noticed in the past about 3-4 years, the amount of female fans is increasing and increasing.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And even Robert pointed that out. He has more female fans coming up to him. But also it is about that women empowerment. And now it's the me thing and all of that. So the role of Alice, for instance, it really is inspirational for women. You can beat the bad guy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Twice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I watched that movie and I was, sadly, I was your character, the shy, please don't look at me, oh my God, don't look at me.
That was me growing up.
That was me growing up.
That was me.
I secretly wanted to be you two. parents wanted me to be you.
Yeah.
That wasn't gonna happen.
It didn't happen.
And that wasn't gonna. I mean, I saw your test and the. I don't know
what does
what
that mean? Foreign
Yeah.
language.
Well, you know what's really interesting about that because
Learning is fun with Freddie.
exactly.
But
Back then, I was like the Urkel, and it was not a cool thing. I saw it more like Maude when I was doing it. Like she was like this whole cool Maude little girl.
Yeah.
But that really, didn't, for me, transfer over until just recently when you're saying more women fans. I get so many black girls who are into horror writing me, and someone wrote a piece called Black Girl Nerd. And a whole ode to Sheila and how it changed her life as a young girl. And they're now 18, 19 years old who are now embracing their nerdism, right? And I'm like, oh wow, it's cool to be a nerd.
Right.
It wasn't when I was growing up,
No, it wasn't. No.
So there were so many before the time things that were kind of going down then. And even you shooting that beach scene in San Pedro, like they made, it wasn't the real beach.
No, they turned that whole little, it was just a little bit of water they had there, and they just turned it into a beach.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Incredible. Incredible. Well, take me back. Okay, so which we were talking before the cameras were rolling, which my mind is absolutely blown that you guys shot this the spring. April, you were saying.
Yes,
you started
April
on your birthday.
27th, my birthday.
1988. And the movie came out in August of 88?
Yep.
They were editing along the way.
Quick, do the math. You're the smart one. How many months is that? April, May, June?
4.
How do you shoot a movie and it comes out 4 months later? I don't, especially a movie with that budget, those effects.
Those effects.
So, okay, take me back to that spring. You guys are children. You are. I mean, essentially, you're children.
Yes,
She just got married.
I just got married. I was 25 when I did, Nightmare Before 1988. I was 25 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And I literally just gotten married, and I came back early from my honeymoon to do the movie. I learned on my honeymoon that I got in the part.
Amazing.
And we filmed the first scene, I'm sure, was Venice High School.
It was.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's where I teach.
Yeah.
Shut up! You shot there?
Yes.
What?
We all did that.
Oh,
Moped
my gosh.
scene.
I have a YouTube video that I do a little YouTube series.
No! I'm
I revisited places in Los Angeles where we filmed, and I started doing them with you guys. Well, only with Danny yet. I plan to do more, but
I'm going with you.
I have.
know that. You shouldn't have told me that.
I already shot it, and I have not released that one yet. Maybe I have.
We need to redo it, don't you think?
We'll redo it.
Anyway,
I just want to say that.
I can get you on,
Venice High School. And we did that very first scene when I've got like oil in my hair and I'm wearing mustard yellow, I'm sure. And we
And
have
I'm
matching.
smoking the cigarette that never lights.
I never
Never lights. So I'm smoking it with no light.
They didn't have like, I guess, those prop cigarettes in it.
I
I
don't
don't know what the heck.
That's
And that
that
was
whole
the first scene, the
like-
matching luggage. The matching luggage.
The matching
Right, and then
Yeah.
Brooke and our first scene was there.
Oh.
Where I flew up on the
It was
boat.
Yeah, Dynasty.
18-hour day.
It really was our first day.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So it's the parking lot, the bench
Yeah.
and rock scene, and
Yeah,
then
and your one major league hunk.
Yes,
singing
yeah, that was all in the
there.
parking
Yeah.
lot.
And if
the
you
moped
look,
scene.
when I die, the gurney turns and the body is like this big.
I know.
And it's the shortest little body. I'm like, come on, really? Even in death?
No, this wasn't anyone's first movie, you're right. No.
First movie.
No, first film.
It was your first film?
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was my
And what
first
big
film.
shoes? I mean, you had to. No, I have to ask you guys this. Had any of you watched any of them before?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
really?
fan. I watched Nightmare 1 like this. Can I go to the That's how I watched
So getting
that.
cast, were you like, oh my god?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
a horror
We
fan.
freaked out. I fell down the stairs when I got it.
You did.
Yeah, I was so excited. I was walking out and I was like so excited and I just completely wiped out down the stairs and this like man came up to me and like helped me up and he's like, what happened? And I go, I just got a part Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And I was like so excited.
Amazing. That's incredible. And you had big shoes to fill. You had to replace
I know.
Patricia Arquette, who of
Mhm.
course, was in part 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to be a overwhelming task, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, well, the way that Rennie did it, the director, the way he did it was really good because he told me just to really watch her and kind of get her essence. but then to leave it alone and then just do what I wanted to do.
Make
So
it
I
your
just
own.
so I kind of just made it my own as much as I
Totally.
could.
Which you did extremely well, because it's almost
Thank
like
you.
you forget sometimes that it was the same character played by
Right,
two different
yeah.
people. They're so different. I mean, you're like bad smoke, and you're hanging out with boys and girls in the movie.
That's
like,
right.
do you know what I mean? Like that, you were just like, I was like, oh god, I can't go to high school because there's gonna be girls like her, and I'm not gonna know how to look at them and talk. Like, you were just so cool. I mean, you still are.
And the car, the convertible car too.
I know.
Pulling up, listening to the Divinyls, there's nothing cooler.
Yeah.
Nothing cool. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with like.
Yeah, why were you hanging out with Alice?
Exactly.
I liked her.
Because she was dating his
The brother.
brother,
You had no
yeah.
choice.
So 30 years have gone by. So can you talk about? Let me ask this. I hate these questions. Like, what would you do differently? Because you can't go back.
No.
You can't do anything. But what do you wish you possessed then that you possess now? Either as an actress or as a person.
I would definitely say as an actress, I would have liked to have done it again, because I've learned so much more and I've done.
So the technical like lines,
Yeah,
you'd like to do
different-
that again, really?
Yeah, I would like to do that again.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I think for me too, actress, but going back and doing the lines differently. But at the same time, I go, it's kind of how I feel about when my children take their school picture. I remember my mother would always try to make me perfect, and I'm like, dress how you are, because I want to capture that moment and how you were at that time. And I go, the movie stands alone, and the movie is what it is because of where we were at the
And of what
time.
we did.
And
what
our
we did.
innocence.
Yeah, and I don't
too.
mean it
Our
like, I don't mean it
No,
like,
I agree 100%.
I like what I
would
did,
go
I'm
back
happy,
to,
but I, you know what I mean? It just kind of.
I would definitely go back and just kind of feel a little bit more, embrace the nerdism. Like, truly, because I was kind of like, I don't want to be a nerd, but I guess I have to be a nerd. I'm going to make it something else. And it kind of, for me, didn't work. When I watched it the other day, I was like, what was that? And we were only 18 years old when we did it. And
You and I spent a lot of time together.
You and I spent a lot. You were my evening girl, and she was my day girl.
Yeah.
I was married.
I was married.
Still bad one.
Yeah, I
I had to go home, you know.
You had a husband to take care of.
Well, yeah, son of a bitch. I am divorced now.
Good riddance to him.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
I think for me, there's a couple scenes, especially watching it in the Chinese theater, whatever, last month, whatever it was. There was a couple scenes I'm like,
Oh, I know, right? I know.
Right.
oh dear.
You always do
like
that.
like the scene, like when the scene and Dan's, I've crashed into the tree or whatever, and Dan's,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I'm like, what was I doing? You know?
What was I thinking?
You're like, I mean, look, come on, Lisa,
And I love it because she talks Italian in it. She goes, she's a gone. That's like my favorite. She's like,
she's a gone.
I don't even know that. It's all Italian.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible question. Did you all get along?
So totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Look at us now.
But we got along well. I mean, you were very quiet. I mean, if we go back to those days, you were very
Back in
quiet
those
in your
days,
book.
yeah.
And I always saw
I
you
was very
reading the
focused
book.
on my role.
Yes, you were always in there, but very, very, very sweet, very kind. And we shared a dressing room a lot, so we found out that we wore the same prom dress.
Oh my God.
Remember that? Identical. Identical prom dress, which was weird because that was like a year before. You did, I did.
That's so
And Tuesday and I would just tag along with her. I thought she was the coolest thing ever.
I mean,
So
right?
she had her little red CRV.
And this musician singer.
And she's like, I'm gonna, and she was going out with Andros. Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna go hang out with Andros, and they're playing music. I was like, I'll go. And I hang along. So during the day, I was a really good girl, but at night,
we were all over the place.
Oh
That's why we had to be really careful of our hoo-ha.
Yeah. And where it
We
went.
were watching them for each other.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who
And then you and I, of course.
Well, it was later. I was quiet on set. I was I think I was all in character.
You were.
And I was very
You had
serious
a
about
lot.
it. I had a lot to
You
do.
were working
Yeah,
all day.
I did. So
Yeah.
I
You were in, like,
seemed
every
aloof. I didn't
frame.
mean to, but I'm shy. I'm shy.
No, I didn't see that
Yeah.
too.
Well, sometimes when people are shy, you know what I mean? You might think they're standoffish, but they're not. They're just shy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was later though. We bumped into each other
Yeah.
at Staples, and I was going through this horrible breakup. I lost.
Yeah.
I was like under 100 pounds. It was all, and we were chatting, and then we started a business together, Toe Brights, that we did for almost for 9 years.
Nice.
Yeah. So we did that. We started it from home,
Yes.
right? And
had
then
girls
it
making
grew,
them?
we had our girlfriends, you want to make some toe rings? And the business grew and grew and grew. So we finally had office space, and we were
Really successful.
and very successful.
Really successful.
Yeah. So
It was
we
really
did
great.
that together, And then Toy, you lived in New York for a long time, and then
For 10 years.
10 years, and then came back to LA.
I saw you at a con.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm gonna move back to LA. She's like, if you ever need to pop into my home, and like maybe 2 years later, I was like, remember? And she's like, well, come be my roommate.
Yep. So
And then we lived together
for
for a year.
Yeah, a year.
Amazing.
And,
I love that.
yeah. And then Brooke, I remember
crazy.
our sons, my youngest and your
We went bowling.
We went bowling. They were the same age,
Yeah.
So it's like,
We've
yeah,
all
it's kind of
been
like I feel like
friends.
Annette Benson, and Rennie Harlan, cast
Yeah.
best friends for
They
life.
really did.
Because if any of you need a kidney, you can have one. You
you
may not want to, but
I offer it.
Well, you guys can have my hoo-ha.
We always need an extra.
Okay.
Always.
We should talk about Robert Englund's hoo-ha. How was he? Oh, cricket, quiet. Okay, you love Robert. I don't think. I mean, it looks like. And
I was just gonna interrupt because I was thinking.
hoo-ha.
I was thinking.
Which is the theme of the show.
As you asked, what makes this number 4 special, and I was gonna say I have a lot of fans that come up and say it was this little family of friends
Mhm.
on this show, and the one guy I remember said to me, he said I had no friends at school. And I was very shy, and I would come home and I would watch Nightmare every day, and you guys were my friends. And that seemed to be a common theme
yeah.
that I noticed people say, that you
And it was
guys,
genuine.
you guys were my friends.
Like it really,
Yeah.
in particular,
Mhm.
I feel like 4,
Yeah.
and maybe 3 too. Actually, it's really genuine, and I know that they're all friends too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it in the introduction because I didn't want to sound like lonely or whatever, but it was like that for me. You guys were like my friends, and this was
Yeah.
like,
How cool is that?
and we don't. I don't want to get into the whole like, oh, I was made fun of or teased in school, but I was.
But
And
yeah.
film and television was.
Your escape.
It was, and not just the escape, but like my best friends.
Yeah.
And I mean, my best friends who die repeatedly. Except for you. Alice is the, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the only character in the entire franchise not to have died.
I know, I keep saying, come on, Nightmare, what is it, 12?
All these reboots, where the hell? And I'm not talking reboot where
Yeah.
you come on as the mom.
Kelly Jo.
Fuck that. You come on as Alice.
Alice.
You're not coming back as the mom. And you got, we can do this now. It's 2018. We have special effects where we can bring you back. You're coming back. You're coming back.
yeah.
Well,
Asthma no
the asthma,
more.
exactly.
Ah,
We need to redo it.
Yeah, I agree. But I completely relate. Like, I don't know, but I was so shy growing up. Books. I was reading books on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my best friends.
Yeah.
TV, love TV, but back then, I don't know, limited TV.
We had 4 networks.
Yeah.
We had like 4 channels.
It's true. It's true.
So
Yeah,
it's
we had like
the
a
Munsters, Gilligan's Island,
And the Facts of Life. The Facts of Life was on all the time.
That was good. The books were my
You were on it? Amazing.
Oh,
Lisa Welchel, who plays Blair, was on my show.
I saw that.
You did?
Yeah.
Really good. It's funny. She was, how her character is just she tries to be such a bitch.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
show. She was the nicest one of all.
Amazing.
She was amazing.
I love that you were on that. What season do you know? I have to
I
find
can't
it.
remember.
Oh, I'll find it.
It's called Let's Face the Music.
Right, because of residual checks, you remember.
Yeah.
I know the title only because of that. Well, Tootie, Kim Fields, was my best friend. So she would go on family vacations with us.
Oh my gosh.
And my dad would rent RVs throughout the summer, every summer, and so we went to Grand Canyon one summer and then stopped in Vegas and went to Circus, and people recognized her, and this one guy who basically he was painting our face so that people wouldn't recognize her, but then he became the stalker of us. And in Circus, we were running around. It was my first experience with like Stardom. It wasn't mine, but it was hers, and she was scared to death. And so I found myself like, for her shaking and running. And but no, Kim was a very good friend, so it's funny. She still is.
She was really sweet too. But I was just waiting for like, her
Blair to be Blair.
Right. And she was so sweet. She was like, "Do you want to come to church with me?" It was so sweet.
You're like, church.
She asked me that here too last year. It's so weird. Let's go to church after. Okay.
After the pink couch.
I went to church. I killed her with a mirror reflector.
That's right. Eagle will see itself and it shall
Exactly. Well, real quick, just Robert Englund real quick, because this is the first movie where he actually received billing, like top billing when the movie starts, and it kind of went next level. Like we said earlier, he became sort of the comical Freddy that so many people know, and trained theater actor. Trained, talented man. And this was his fourth movie too. So was there any part that was like, oh God, here we go, like phoning it in? It doesn't seem like it. It just seems
always enthusiastic. Always into the detail and working with Rennie Harlan, director, and us. And he was wonderful with us little pipsqueaks,
He really was.
And so helpful and concerned about safety at times, be careful, or I don't know. He was just like, big brother,
Yeah, and funny still.
And definitely funny.
He's really
and
funny.
smart. Oh my gosh, he knows more about
my favorite part about doing conventions is, are we going to dinner with Robert?
I know, right?
Because I just want to sit there and go,
Right, and listen to the stories, right?
And that's exactly what you do because he loves to tell them.
Yes, he does.
Oh, yes.
He loves to be the center of the
He loves to tell the story.
I love it.
Yes, he's quite a raconteur. Yes.
And if you try to talk, don't.
So don't invite him on this show.
I remember that San Pedro, the beach scene, and I was tagging along. I wasn't even in the shoot, but I was like,
You just went to other locations.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I went to the Department of Water and Power. I wasn't in that scene. We went when he shot it there. Just show up.
You were the set stalker.
I really was. Tuesday stalker. Let's just be honest. You're there. So I just show up anyway. So I went to work with you that day, and then remember the fans came and they were shaking
the thing. Yes.
But she was out filming, and I was in the dressing room with Robert, and we were in there. It was your room and him, but you were out, and he looked at me. He's like, "So what are you up to? What do you like to do?" And I'm like, "Well, I went to high school for the arts, and I was once really, really smart for him." And he's like, "Really? What about Macbeth?" And he started doing all the Shakespeare for me and really grilling me on it and what it meant and why and what's the emphasis. And I just remember sitting there going, "It's the best day of my life." Because it was just so giving. He loves his craft. So if there's any moment where he can connect with any one of us, I think he finds that moment, whether it be our personal life or, what we love to do, and then he'll talk about it.
That's such a great point. That's such a great point, because when I think about it, our connection was decorating.
You see?
Really?
Yes. We were in the trailer, and he's getting his makeup on, and I'm getting the red dye put in my hair every day. Every day. We can talk about that. Oh,
you are blonde?
Yes.
We were all blonde, so.
Even me.
Do you have a wig?
I have a wig.
Okay.
She was a wig. Yeah. Oh no, I was a virgin blonde, platinum blonde. But I was sitting with Robert, and we were and he was like remodeling the bathroom or something. I said, "Oh, I love decorating. I love what grout color are you using?" that kind of thing. So we would talk about tiles.
I love it.
Architecture and that sort of thing.
So fast shoot, right? I mean, just a couple weeks, right?
And then we came back for some reshoots.
Yeah.
Right down here in Los Feliz at the Big Fountain.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Where you hand off the bracelet. We did that.
Yes,
we
I remember
picked up that from there.
Because I said the line wrong.
And the bracelet that you hand me in that insert is the wrong bracelet. It's the spiky bracelet, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
No, the one you hand off to me is like this flat little thing, You know
what else I love with you in the movie is there's another continuity problem, which always gets me, and it's when you're in the truck and you stop and you've got your boots on, but when you're running around you've got your little white pants on.
I never
When you pull on the brake it's a boot, and then when you're running around in a circle,
Yeah.
See, we need a reboot. We need to reboot. We have to redo it. We need a reboot. Brooke, I have to tell you, okay, not only is your death scene in the movie one of the most iconic death scenes in any horror movie. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. A roach motel? Are you kidding me?
I love it.
But just so you know, I work out with Sinead O'Connor's the best song. It's on my workout playlist. I'm not even joking, and I'm not saying that to be fun. And I think of you every time I do a bench press. Every time I do a bench press. What was that death scene like? I mean,
it was crazy.
Just
again, I always say I just got lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just okay, I'm ready for Debbie. Oh, and I die as a cockroach. Okay. You don't think too much of it when you're reading the script. It's what all goes into actually doing it.
People don't realize how much work goes into what you guys do.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's
so
special
much
effects,
work.
and especially
And that was hardcore special effects, real life, not the CGI thing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
it's just one of the
crazy.
coolest scenes.
And
your death is intense. It's like...
Wait, before we jump to my death, you gotta hear the story. So I remember Brooke told the story once about you were in the ADR and they said, now make cockroaches sound like a cockroach.
So when I'm done, when you see how dying I'm in the roach motel, and you just listen to the sounds I'm making. So they were like, well, make some cockroach sounds. I'm like, well, I don't really know what cockroach sounds, but okay. And then they're like, make some kind of human, grunting, like you're trying to get out. And then they're like, can you do a combo? And so that's what I was like, and if you listen carefully, they took the combo.
You hear it.
You told me that story. I was like, classic.
And you're the only one who has an action figure.
I know.
You have the action figure.
That's true.
That's pretty cool.
Do you still have it?
I bought one. My best friend's son went to my best friend and went, Brooke has made it. She's an action figure. Seriously? I went, oh my god, that's how he sees me.
Brooke, Meryl Streep's not even an actor.
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, there might be an Iron Lady doll out there. Sophie's Choice doll.
I love it.
But yeah, I mean, your death scene's your death scene. It's the only reason it's not as cool is because it's real.
Well,
It's so intense.
What I get is a lot of people who have asthmas, they'll come up and have me sign the asthma inhaler. But I didn't have asthma, and I remember going to one of my friends who did, and I was like, so what is it like? She's like, it's miserable. It's miserable. It's nothing fun. I was just like, okay, but no, explain to me. She's like, everything shuts down. And just imagine that. So when it was going down, but then the special effects that we did, they put me in a full body cast.
Oh.
And they put straws in my head.
That was me too. That was freaky.
Oh, that's
They did it
intense.
to me too because there was supposed to be a scene with me where they needed my head, and they didn't use it. We didn't do the scene for some reason. But the straws in the nose and the eyes
I
closed
thought I
and
was gonna
cement.
die,
Oh
and they're
my
like,
God.
"You just
Very
need 20 more
claustrophobic.
minutes." And I thought, 20 more minutes,
I can't
and they're like,
2 seconds.
"And don't move." So then I start to hyperventilate to do
Did
the
they have to rip it
opposite.
off of you a couple of times?
No, they did the saw at the back of my head, and I was like, I could die doing
Oh,
this.
man.
And then they did my arms, they did my body, they did my legs. And I was like, oh, well, that's really cool. I guess that's going to work out well. The only thing I regret about that is they offered me the doll.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I don't want that thing. I was scared of it. I was like...
You could have sold that.
Yeah.
At least the hoo-ha part.
You could have just sold the hoo-ha.
I have to say also, in addition to the Sinead O'Connor song, there's another song on my iPad. Oh, who sings it? Tuesday. Called Running from This Nightmare. Only song, first of all. I mean, the only film that has a song by someone in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that come about?
Well, I heard that Rennie was looking for music, and I called up my writing partner, and I was like, look, let's just do something. Let's write something. And I asked Rennie if I could do that, and would he come and listen? And he said, yes. So that day, we just went in the studio and just focused, and in 4 hours, we had it done, and I came back and played it for him that same day.
What?
And he was...
We got in your car,
I put it on my car. I opened up the doors in my C-Rex. And he came down and he's like, oh, Tuesday. Oh, I got to put this somewhere. And I didn't really know where he was going to put it until I saw the movie.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Opening credits.
That was
Yeah,
I was
it
really
really
grateful.
is.
Such
That
a
was
good
amazing.
song.
And it is such a good song.
And
It
you
is.
sang it loud live recently.
Yeah, I
In
sang it.
Chicago.
I did. Yeah, I
Mhm.
sang it
Yeah.
live for the show.
Your voice.
She's so talented.
Oh, I know. Her
Thank
voice
you.
is just,
I
it's
know.
just stellar.
Thank
It's
you.
stellar. It's
And
beautiful.
musician, everything.
So talented.
Thank
and
you.
I can see why you was talking. You were
I
talking.
really was.
Well, you and I had another relationship later.
Yes, we did.
Was really good.
She's got a pretty one too. She'd walk around naked the house.
You're stepping on my bitch?
Second time.
Oh, God.
All I know is my 9-year-old's gonna watch this and go, oh my word!
That's right. Toy and I, we do share a couple things. We shared a boyfriend.
You did at the same time? I mean,
Tuesday's like, did you?
I know.
That looks like, did you? No. I think you had the better part of
The
that.
better
but-
part. Okay, so take me to the release of this film. You guys, you're movie stars.
Well,
You're movie stars. You are starring in a film
Well-
that just happened to be #1.
For
Yeah,
me,
we didn't know.
Just happened to be, I think to this day, the most, like,
Highest grossing.
the highest grossing of all of them. And when it comes out, are you guys like...
So tell them what we did.
Yeah, tell them. Oh, okay.
So the movie comes out, we're still all friends,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And we're like, we desperately want to like hang out because the movie's over and we're not hanging out anymore.
Right.
And so we were like, let's start to go to the movies.
That's
So like every
right.
Friday for like about a month or two. I
We
can't
would
remember
go.
how long.
We
We
went.
would come in
We
after
did.
it would start and we would sit in the back,
Back
row.
row.
And we would like enjoy
Yeah.
our the people that love the movie.
Yeah.
We would enjoy them enjoying
Yeah.
the movie.
Well, if you-
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
If you had come to the back row in Dayton, Ohio, where I saw it 3 times, no joke, and you would have heard, well, first of all, I'll never forget when the Loop, the famous night,
Oh,
Loop scene
yes,
started.
yes.
Our theater was angry. They were yelling at no, seriously, they were. Everyone thought it was a mistake because it was, and someone yelled, "You already showed this." And someone said, "Fix the projector," because it's a loop and it's constantly happening, and everyone in our theater thought it was a mistake, and then it's oh shit. And you would have heard a very high-pitched voice go, "Oh my God, I love Dynasty too!" Obsessed that your character was obsessed with Dynasty. I was like, "Oh my God!" So that good thing you guys didn't go to Dayton.
That would have been
Oh my God, we would have loved
I know.
You would have been part of the football crowd.
Exactly.
Well, didn't you spin over? You started working just a ton of us.
Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, so what happened was she started as
Before.
Wendy Lubbock on Growing Pains.
Oh, I-
Then it was spun off into Just a 10 of Us,
Oh.
where you played Wendy Lubbock. And then Leslie Sumner from 90210. Who's keeping track?
What? I didn't know
Oh,
this.
she's on 90210. You're on 90210. I could literally, I'm serious, I could talk to each one of you separately for hours and hours. Yes.
So you
I mean,
I'm admiring your picture in the back there.
Shelley Long,
Yes,
who
yes, and I
handed the reins over
right,
to
I
you.
got to do the TV movie and play Florence Henderson and Carol Brady.
And
That
Carol
was
Brady.
awesome.
What was the title of it?
Let me think of the residual check when you take it.
The Hoo Ha Bunch.
The Brady Bunch. Behind the scenes, The Brady Bunch by Fox. Yes.
Yes.
I love
Fantastic. And got to wear, it was when she didn't have that greatest haircut with the little wispies.
Yeah.
And that part,
yeah.
So I had the wig part,
that
but I had the little thing, and they had the actual set from Brady Bunch. I was freaking out, because going back to there were 4 stations when I was watching TV growing up. Brady Bunch, of course, was what we watched. And I'm like, oh my God. It's pretty awesome.
She was, yeah.
Have you guys ever run into Shelley Long in your career or cross paths?
I wish.
None of you? Alright, well, we're done here. Thanks for watching. Alright, well, sadly, we've come to the end of my show, and I usually do this thing where it's called Either Or, where it's just like Coke or Pepsi, that kind of thing. But since there's 4 of you, I've decided to do something else.
Okay.
Ooh.
We're all new.
New.
This is all like new territory.
You are going to take a Night on Elm Street trivia quiz, and there's a prize, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay. So, you each get it's going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
So if the answer is A, B, or C, you just hold it up. My lovely production crew made these. Now, this quiz just kind of encapsulates a lot. Okay? Just a lot. Do you want to know what you're playing
I'm counting
for?
on you.
It's
Yes.
really cheesy. It's really cheesy.
What is it?
Okay. You are playing for a Fire TV stick with
Oh, I love those.
an Alexa voice remote. So,
Oh, Alexa!
Yeah.
Now we're gonna
So-
Oh, yeah.
The lovely people at Amazon sent. I'm kidding. I got it. I'm giving it. I know. I wish.
Let's make that happen.
Okay. I think it's a little easy.
Okay.
Not the whole thing, but this is. While staying in a sleep clinic, and this is about part 1, just to kind of.
Okay.
While staying in a sleep clinic in A Nightmare on Elm Street, Nancy encountered Freddy in a dream and was able to pull out what from the dream world? Freddy's glove, A. B, his sweater. C, his hat. Aw, it was hat.
I thought that was the great one.
All right.
Okay.
In part 1, how many times is the phrase Elm Street said? A1, B0, C5.
I don't know.
B0. It was never said. It was never said in the movie. All right.
Fascinating.
No,
All right.
it is.
We're
But that
learning
is
stuff.
stuff. Okay.
In part 4, how many
I'm so
minutes?
nervous.
Do this, Lisa.
Okay.
In part 4, how many minutes were given for the students to finish their exam in the class when Sheila dies? A, 40 minutes, B, 45 minutes, C, 60 minutes.
I don't know.
This is your goddamn scene. The answer is A, 40 minutes!
40 minutes.
We got
I know.
Yeah.
Because I always thought that was the strangest
Right?
amount of time.
40 minutes.
It
Good
should have
luck.
been at least 50
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah.
Who's
Right.
40
40 minutes. It's so weird.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I remembered that.
Good luck.
Now,
Weird.
Lisa's
40
ahead,
minutes.
right? Lisa's ahead. She's got all 3 rights.
Yes.
My-
So go for it.
So go for it. Right, also go for it.
Jinx me.
I got 2 right.
all right.
I get 2.
I'm
I
extremely
think I have
competitive.
none right.
You
I
have
am
1.
too. I got 2.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
It's
I got
You
2.
have a little advantage here. A little advantage. A little advantage.
Okay.
Just a
Thank God I have a
teeny
new
advantage.
Oh.
What
Is
kind
that cockroach noise?
What kind of car is Kristen's mom driving when she pulls up yelling on the lake?
Okay, I know
Got it.
this.
A, Mercedes, B, BMW, C, Jaguar.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, you
It's A,
should've-
Mercedes. Apparently that was too easy. Do you just remember from watching it? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
silver.
You just know.
It's like silver or
It's
something.
goldish.
Yeah, I
It's goldish.
cheated. Yeah,
It's goldish.
Yeah.
I cheated. I just.
That's
All
okay.
right,
That's
so
all right.
we're tied.
Okay.
Who?
I need you to keep
I
that.
got 3.
I got 3.
So do I.
So does she.
This is so fun. And honestly, I'm telling you right now, I know this from up here.
Okay.
This isn't something I researched on the
Oh,
internet.
okay.
I know it from right here.
Okay.
In season 2, episode 26 of The Golden Girls,
Oh god.
which character tells guest star Rita Moreno that the girls are off to see A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4? Do you even know this happened?
Oh.
This
Yeah.
is not 1, not 2, not 3.
Oh, wow.
Part 4.
Love it.
And then-
of course, women empowerment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the follow-up, Rose says, oh, I don't know if I want to go. I haven't seen parts 1 through 3. And Dorothy says, this one stands alone. That's the same. Swear to God. That's not a joke. Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
Well, you
okay,
know,
so
I played
I'll absolutely find
I
it.
played
Yeah,
Betty
yeah.
White's granddaughter in Golden Palace.
I know!
Oh my God.
That is so cool.
Was she great?
Oh.
Great?
Yeah,
Oh.
she had her.
This is
Lucky.
We did a game show. She was my celebrity partner.
Oh my god!
You did?
Yeah, we played Password. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and she said the F word during the commercial break, and that's all I needed. I was so nervous, and we were going to the winner's circle, and she said, "Are you scared?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm like terrified." And she said, "Well, let's just go out there and win this fucker." She knew what she was doing because it put me at ease. And I was like, "Oh my god, Betty White."
That's very
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay. Anyway, which character tells Rita Moreno the girls are off to see Nightmare on Elm Street 4? A. Rose, B. Dorothy, C. Blanche.
Wow.
Wait,
Oh,
A,
yes.
B.
You guys all got it right.
Really?
All got it right.
Good, yeah. I just had to see the
You
characters.
all got it. All
Yeah,
right.
me too. Yeah. I just,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, this is a little bit on the same part. In season 2, episode 5 of Roseanne,
Oh boy.
the family gets a VCR. Which character immediately wants to rent A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4?
What?
Swear to God, I'll find. I watched the clip. I watched these both.
Oh, this is great.
A. Darlene, B. Dan, C. DJ.
Hey, darling.
Darlene is
Is the little girl
Yeah,
with
she's a
curly hair one.
You guys cheated. How did you know? You didn't even know this happened, and you got it right. Who's
Yeah.
in the lead?
Who would say
We're
that?
tied.
We're tied,
And
I
she's
think.
one behind.
No.
All three of us are tied.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
all
just one behind.
Okay.
Okay. I hope there's no tie because I have one prize. Well, you guys are like all live together.
I'm taking that. Hey,
Okay.
I'm keeping that start taking shit from his house. I love it.
Leave my hoo-ha. In 2010, who sang the lyric, "It's Nightmare on Elm Street and guess who's playing Freddy"? A. Eminem, B. Nicki Minaj, C. Katy Perry.
Oh gosh, I would say B.
The answer, B. Nicki Minaj.
how are we gonna get the winner?
It's the Ludacris song,
We're
my,
just-
my Chick Bad.
Really?
Yeah. 3 more. In Sheila's classroom, it's written on the chalkboard that the periodic table report is due on A. Monday, B. Wednesday, or C. Friday.
This. I was like Friday. It's usually the
You all said Friday. You were all correct.
Oh!
Oh, we're
All right.
still tied.
Okay, I feel like these two are easy. I'm scared now because I think you guys might all tie.
One time.
This might.
Oh,
I
Josh
mean,
died.
you'll know this. I think I shouldn't have put this. Where was Robert Englund born? A. Glendale, B. Laguna Beach, C. Pasadena.
Oh, I don't know
Ooh, I
this.
don't
Oh.
know this.
Oh, I'm
Let's
gonna
see.
say. Oh, no.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm changing mine too.
But I think neither. I thought he grew up in Grove something. Like,
He was born in Glendale.
he was. Okay.
He was born in
Oh,
Glendale.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He
Yeah.
knew it began with a G.
Yeah.
I knew it began with a G. Yes.
Well, I'm
Yes, I
out.
got it.
I'm out.
You're out. Okay, you're out.
No,
So wait, now you three are tied?
Yeah, they're
Oh
tied.
no! I need a tie. I know we need to have a tiebreaker question if you don't.
Unless I jump in and then I can be tied. No, I won't.
Yeah.
I'm still one behind.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe you all will lose this one. All right, I'm still in. I'm still in. It's not over till it's over. And I'm in it to win it.
All right, here we go. When A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 was released on August 19th, 1988, it became the #1 movie in America, dethroning
Oh,
which
I know.
#1? Oh, you do?
I do.
Wait.
So, do you
Can I
need-
say it?
Multiple choice.
Can I say
Yeah,
it?
multiple
choice, no.
Incorrect.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Wait.
No,
Okay.
she was wrong.
It was-
That
oh.
came out that week.
Okay.
But
Okay, you're gonna give us the.
yes. A. Bull Durham, B. Die Hard, C. Young Guns.
It's like me then.
The answer, C. Young Guns.
Really?
You Fire stick from the Amazon. I'm so glad you won because I would have felt bad if I didn't have something. I didn't care who won. but-
The comeback kid.
Hoo-ha! I
Exactly.
cannot thank you enough for coming here. I really
is
truly can't.
really
It was
Yeah.
pretty much a selfish, self-indulgent
And
moment.
see, now you know you can interview 4 people at the
I
same time.
know, right?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
It
much.
was fun.
Thank you. I can't
Thank
wait.
you.
I can't wait to
And
have.
adorable.
I can't wait to
Thank
see
you.
that.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'll let you guys
And
know.
I'll publicize it like crazy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys will
Oh,
come
yeah,
back
me
for
too.
the 60th.
Yeah.
I'll still look the same.
We all will.
We all will. Exactly. All
There's
right.
doctors all over.
That's right.
Exactly.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
watching.
Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Bye.